Hello and welcome to Painting Panzers. My name's Christian and today I'm going to be taking you through how I base my toy soldiers. Now I've painted a load of 172 scale toy soldiers lately and I thought it's a really good chance to update how I base for those that are new to the channel. So I use AK Terrain's Dark Earth and I use a renderer base 20 by 20 mil. And then I glue my figure on and I use a toothpick. I don't use any special tool, just a toothpick, and I apply this earth texture. If you feel like it's a little bit dry, you can add some water on there and that helps spread the texture a lot better. Also, I'm going to leave a link to every product I use in the comment section and video description, so you don't have to look at a website and that pops up on screen. You'll be able to find it easily. Now that texture will take about 24 hours to dry, so do it before you go to bed and let it dry overnight. Then you can go ahead and dry brush the base once it's dry. So I'm using flat earth and I'm dry brushing using a very old brush. This particular point of dry brushing is quite important because I like to dry brush the boots and the bottom half of his trousers at the same time. Then I will use flat earth and old wood at a 1:1 ratio and repeat the process, but try not to get too much on the actual figure this time. A little bit on the boots and the trousers is okay, but not too much on the rest of the figure if you can help it. And then finally I hit it with some old wood, and this time I'm just going around and just hitting the base very lightly across the top, and then that's pretty much it. That's going to give you a European sort of dry mud colour. Now, once you're happy with how it's come out, you should go ahead and try and paint the lip of the base. So you see those areas that don't have any of that texture on there. So just pick a colour that is desirable. I like to use black. Some people use a lighter colour. It really is up to you, and depending on what fitty you're painting, really does just depend on what colour you're going to paint it. But I'm using black, as I said. I think it works nicely for the European theatre. If I was using a lot more of like a sandy colour, then maybe I'll go with a darker brown or something like that. But black will do nicely for this US para. Now, opposed to using static grass, I'm just going to use grass tufts from Green Stuff World. I absolutely love Green Stuff World's tufts and shrubs. So I'm going to use the realistic green and dry green in the 2 mil. Now 2 mil is really important. 6 mil will be way too big, and they only offer 2 as their smallest and then 6 as their next size up. So I do like the realistic green a lot more than the dry green, so I tend to apply a lot more of that than the other. I add a bit of PVA glue to the bottom of the static base or the static tuff. Just be aware that there's already super glue on there, so they should conform to the base really easily. Then once you've got as many of the realistic greens as you want, you can go ahead and use the dry greens, and you can use different tufts as well depending on the different theatres that you're using or painting for. And then once that PVA glue's dried, you're going to have yourself a super quick base done in absolutely no time at all. It takes you obviously more than a day because you've got to let that static texture dry, but once that's dried, you've got a nice base, looks the part, really quick and simple, and yeah, it gets your figures ready to go on the tabletop without too much hassle. So I think overall is a cheap, relatively cheap at least anyway, and very quick solution to basing, and it makes your toy soldiers just look that ever so better. And yeah, it just looks really great. I absolutely love this US Airborne figure. It's probably one of my best toy soldier figures so far. But yeah, I just wanted to make this this quick tutorial on how I base. It's very quick. There's really nothing to it. It's a 5-minute video. But yeah, I hope you managed to find something interesting out of it, or you've learned something from it. But yeah, do let me know in the comment sections if you found this useful, and if you want to see some more very quick videos like this, and if you do, just give us an idea of what you want to see. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it here and I'll catch you at the next one.